Good evening and welcome. Hopefully you're all getting settled in. You've grabbed your drinks, you've got your pen, your notepad, ready to take some notes tonight because we've got a really good session for you. Just to check you're in the right place, this is Optimize Your LinkedIn Profile. So we're just going to give chance for everyone to get logged in and get into the live streams. So we'll give it a couple of minutes. While you're waiting, drop your name and just let me know where you're watching from in the chat, and we'll start in just a couple of minutes. You can already see there that DJ Percy UK. DJ the working name, or is that your proper name? Are you David John? I'm not quite sure. Hi Michael, hi Samir. There's a few people coming in now. Let me know where you're watching from, because I find it always interesting. Most weeks that we do these, we'll have 4 continents covered. Occasionally we tip into the 5th continent. So let's see what we've got tonight. So we've got a few people from London already. Mumbai, hi Jasmine. Florida, Amy from Cornwall. I wonder if that's our Amy. Brazil. Wow, you're all flying in. Hollywood, California again. Duncan in Plymouth. Nice and local to where we're at tonight. More from Brazil. Lots coming in. Wow, they're coming in thick and fast. Houston, Texas as well. So welcome to everybody as you're just logging in and getting settled into the broadcast tonight. As I said, we're going to be going through your LinkedIn profile. I'm going to cover quite a lot of information in a short space of time. If you're English or Scottish, there's a good reason why we would want to finish at 8 o'clock tonight, because there's a little bit of a football match going on that we might all be interested in. So we are aiming to be on time, and I always like to respect people's time, and we'll do that tonight and make sure that everything is delivered in good time, given time for Q&A at the end as well, because there's normally quite a number of questions that come out of this session. Okay, so I can still see lots of people still logging in. Give it just a few. Hi Graham, just spotted you in amongst the crowd there. Got a number of people. Chetan, I wonder if that's the Chetan we know at Maverick. If you've never been on one of our Maverick webcasts, welcome. You're a first timer, but feel comfortable. We like you to ask your questions as we go. So if you've got a question as I'm doing this, drop it into the chat. And the guys who are sitting on the desk at the back there, they'll highlight that to me, and we'll deal with those as we go. And as I said, we will leave time at the end of the session for Q&A as well. So, where are we at? We're just 1 minute in. Just got a couple of minutes. Oh, someone there from Turkey. I don't think we've had somebody from Turkey and Malta. That's really good to see. In Toronto as well. So we really, I think, what's that? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I count 4 continents covered so far. Is there a 5th out there? Oh yes, there is a 5th, because India was there as well, Mumbai. So 5 continents tonight. Fantastic. It's great. So, shall we make a start? Okay. Right, I'm going to take you through tonight. As I said, if you've got a pen and paper handy, or even better still, if you're on your phone or your laptop and you can do some of this live, I would encourage you to do that. Some of it you can do it right now. Some of it you might want to do later and just listen and take in the information. So let us make a start right now on the presentation. As we said, this is Optimize Your LinkedIn Profile, and I just want to cover really who is this webinar for. So if you're out there on LinkedIn and you're looking to sell your services or your products, then this is definitely for you. It's also for those people who want to establish their thought leadership. You want to be a known voice in your sector, in your industry, and you want to really get your voice out there. This is for you as well. It's also very useful if you're looking to use LinkedIn for recruitment, because I'll show you how to set up your profile and attract the right attention of prospective employers or recruiters. Okay, so a little bit of background information. 80% of sales professionals shifted to virtual selling in the last 12 months. 80%. That's a huge amount. Of course, we all know what promoted that and what made that come about. But what it does mean is that there are ever more people on the social channels now. So LinkedIn is gathering more and more people. So we want to stand out. We want to make sure that our LinkedIn profile stands out from the crowd. 57% of sales professionals find that social selling is more effective than the traditional approach. Did you hear that? 57% see social selling as more effective than the traditional approach. So again, you want to have a LinkedIn profile that works for you, particularly if you're in the sales environment or the sales profession, that works for you and attracts in, you're communicating the right information and giving you every opportunity to get the conversations that would lead to sales. 46% of sales professionals expect to retain social selling beyond 12 months. So everybody that has gravitated to the social selling side of it right now, and a lot of people have really moved into this space, that 46% of them, even as the world reopens, still expect to retain a presence in the social selling sphere or that area. So it is important that we get our LinkedIn profiles correctly set up, that we are not discounted or discredited because it's not all put together in the right way. So here's a statistic. If you wanted to know about the numbers of people coming just on LinkedIn alone, 62 million users joined LinkedIn in 2020. 62 million, now that's globally, but that's a huge amount of people. And LinkedIn is a very quick, fast-growing platform. And it's a platform that is being used more and more as every day goes by. There are executives and decision makers, owners, founders coming to the platform every single day. I think if the statistic is right, if I remember it right, I think it's one every minute is joining the platform right now. So it's a great place to have those conversations and get engaged with people. So why is it important to optimize your LinkedIn profile? Well, simply if you've got a bad profile, it will limit your profile views, the amount of people coming and checking you out. Things like absent headers and absent profile pictures totally discredit you, and people just take one glance and think, I'm not going to spend any more time here, and move on. Yet the rest of your profile might be brilliant, but you could be letting yourself down. It will hinder your search appearances. So all the people out there that are doing searches, they're looking for professionals, maybe in the area that you work, they're looking for individuals who can help them. You are not appearing in those searches. You're not known to those people because something is not quite right in your profile. You will stagnate your connections. A poor profile can limit your connections drastically because people will visit your profile and just go, what's going on here? And they move away. It can damage your brand. You might have a fantastic brand, but the presence that you have through your personal profile can be so poor that it actually damages the brand's image. And you can undermine your own personal credibility. The fact that things aren't done, and I'm going to cover these as we go throughout this session, but certain things need to be in place, certain things need to be done because these all add to credibility. So what does it look like when you've got a good LinkedIn profile? Well, simply you will attract and increase the number of profile views. The purpose of having this profile is that people will come and visit your profile. They will find information. They'll find out about what you do, who you are. So we want people to come. So a good profile will help that happen and increase your profile reviews. You'll increase your search appearances. You will now be found by other people, and people will spend time on your profile because it's set up correctly. You'll increase your connections. The people visiting you, they've never seen you before, never heard of you before, now visiting your profile and now going to be choosing to connect with you because of the value you can offer. You'll increase brand awareness purely because people are going to spend time on your profile. It's this simple. But they are going to learn about you and your company. So your brand gets greater awareness as people spend more time on your profile. And you'll increase your credibility. Simply by having a really well-constructed, put-together profile will help your credibility. It helps people in the sales process get to a point where they start trusting you. They see evidence of your expertise or the professional arena that you come from, and it will help you build the credibility you need to get into those conversations and secure those sales. So, how does your LinkedIn profile work for you? Well, simply put, every time you post content, people will be checking you out. So just so you're aware, everything you seem to do, everything that you do on LinkedIn, your profile picture is going to follow you, your name will follow you, and what we call your headline will follow you everywhere you go. On posting content and comments, when you're sending connection requests, what is the first thing people do when you send them a connection request? They ask themselves the question, who is this? So you want your profile in good shape so when they come, they get a good picture of who you are and what it is that you do. Every time that you send a comment, you leave a comment, again, your profile picture is going there, your name is going there, your headline is going there, and invariably people who don't get very many comments on their content are going to be checking you out, particularly if you're new to this person and let's say they've had 2 or 3 comments normally, you're number 4, they're going to be checking you out. Who is this new person that's checking out my profile, checking out my content? And when you send a message, whenever you send a message, that first message that you send, the one that you want to initiate a conversation, a process will take place where they will come and check out your profile. They'll want to know who it is that I'm getting into conversation with. So it's important that your LinkedIn profile is working for you, not against you. And people will visit your profile before they take action. Time and time again, I'm going to show you an area where you can check out who is coming to look at my profile and how often do they come back. So, think of your LinkedIn profile as if it was your personal website. So what do you want on your profile? If someone comes to a website page, then obviously there's certain information you want to deliver. There's certain imagery that you want them to see. There are keywords that you want available on that website to make it as accessible and delivering the information that you want to deliver. So what makes a good LinkedIn profile? Okay, so I'm putting myself on the spot a little bit here by using my own, putting out there for the world. The image that you see on the screen right now, I'm going to use just as an example. One of the first areas that I want you to look at is this area at the top here. So this is your header image. The worst thing that you can do on LinkedIn is have the default blue background that LinkedIn gives every user when they first register. One of the first things you need to do, get this header space used wisely. Brand it up as your company. Get a statement on there about who you are and what it is you do, what it is you deliver. You can see on this example, it clearly says digital sales training. It tells you as well, relational and social strategies that deliver on day one. So we're making statements. So first thing they see and that draws their eye is a background image, this header image, and that they will get there. So brand it up. Use good colors. Here's some advice about the colors. Black doesn't work very well on LinkedIn, so make it a bright color. Use the bright colors such as orange, yellows, greens. They all stand out, catching the eye on LinkedIn. If you tend to use lots of dark colors, you'll find that that doesn't work as well on this platform. The next bit that I want to talk about is moving down onto your profile picture. Advice about your profile picture, well, first thing is make sure it is current and up to date. Let's not have profile pictures that are from 20 years ago. You're hoping to secure sales or conversations that lead to sales. So there's a point when people will meet you either in person or over a video call. So you want them to see the real you. They don't want suddenly to get this surprise that you're actually 20 years older than the image you've been using on LinkedIn. No, keep it current. We normally often joke is, not 20 years ago, not 20 pounds ago. Make it nice and current. Avoid putting up pictures from your wedding days or celebrations, holiday snaps and things like that. Keep it simple. Head and shoulders, nice and clear. Make your face fill at least 50% of the frame space and make it nice and light color lighting on your face. Let people see who you are. If you're a little bit quirky, you're in the design industry and stuff like that, then you might want to use some great backgrounds, bright colored backgrounds, or you might have some designs on the frame around it. Obviously, that's an opportunity for you to show off your skills and just stand out a little bit from the crowd as well. But make sure you have a good picture. You don't need to spend a fortune on getting professional headshots. Most smartphones these days have a camera that is good enough. You just need to make sure the lighting is good and use a nice plain background, as plain as you can. Just let it out so that the eye isn't distracted by stuff going on in the background image. Just another thing to mention on the profile is that if you've been given the option, you may now have the option to add what's called a cover story, and I'll demonstrate this when we go to the live demo. But on the cover story, you get a 3-second rolling of your video, but when you click into it, I think it's a 30-second clip that you can put up that people can see, and you can use this as an explainer or however you feel. You can be really creative with that one, and helps again to get the attention of prospective buyers. The next area that we're looking at is the name. Now that name section, I'm a great example for this. My full name is Terence Paul Heath. The problem is if I used my full proper formal title here, people would find it very hard to find me. Why? Because everywhere I go, I introduce myself by the name just about everybody knows me, which is Terry Heath. So use the name on LinkedIn that everybody knows you by. If you were at an event and you introduced yourself, how would you introduce yourself? So other examples of this, if you're a Christopher and everybody knows you as Chris, or you're a Deborah and everybody knows you as Debs, put the name up that everybody knows you by. That way when people search your name on LinkedIn, they'll find you easily. Another tip here, avoid putting emojis and things in your name. All you're doing is complicating the whole search process and people finding you. If you've got emojis and things in your name, you're just making it harder for people to search you quickly and find you on LinkedIn. Okay, the next area. So now we're talking about what we call the headline. Most people on their headline will put in their job title and the company they work for. In truth, you can scroll down your profile very quickly and you'll see that in the experience section. So it's not essential. As you'll see in my example, I've got MD at Maverick. I am the managing director here at Maverick, and so I just put MD at Maverick. It's nice and short, but what I'm looking to do is use the rest of the headline to make a statement to the prospective buyers of our products, our services, that I want to say something that would catch their attention. So on this one, I'm stating out there that we're saying that we do consulting and corporate training, coaching, social selling, value proposition, turning cold callers into digital sales performers. When we go to the live demonstration, you'll see that I've actually updated quite recently my profile, and I'll show you another version of that and a version of a header. And so you'll have a couple of examples to work off. But just make sure, a tip for you, if you had to say in one sentence what it is that you could do for a prospect that would secure a sale, that's what you would put in there. You put that statement in there, that one sentence that sums it all up and says what you can do to help somebody. Okay, so let's move on now to the About section. In your About section, I'm encouraging right now, do not put huge blocks of text. Why? Simply because people are educated on social media, and it includes LinkedIn as a platform. Where they see big blocks of text, people just mentally shut off and think, I don't have the capacity to have to or want to engage in such a way that I've got to follow the lines. Break it up. Try and make your lines no more than 2, maybe 3 at a push, lines long, and keep it blocked, line spaced, so it's clear to read. If you can use bullet points in there that just point out different sections, if you can use the bold font, or you can see that on the Maverick and About Me section on mine, then do so. It just helps to break it up, makes it easy to digest. Now, as far as the content in there, particularly if you're in the sales sphere and realm, then you want to be putting about the company in there. You want to say who you are, what you do. And then underneath include something about yourself. So you're talking and giving people, you're talking about and giving people the information that they need to make an assessment about you as a company and you as an individual. As they're reading, you're educating them all the time. So make sure you include the right phrases. Think about what is the message I need to communicate that would then encourage somebody to get in touch with me. What is it I need to say that qualifies the product, service, whatever it is that we do, and put that into there. Think about the keywords. So if you're looking from an aspect of SEO, what are those keywords that people would look for and search for? So remember, people outside of LinkedIn, searching on the likes of Google and other platforms, when they're doing the search, they're using keywords. And if that's in your profile, in the right sections, you will come up as suggestions. So make sure you've got the keywords in there. So if you're in the IT industry, there's certain keywords you would use. If you're in accounting, there's certain other keywords you would use. Make sure you have the right ones. I'm going to show you in a few minutes where you can check and see who's coming to your profile, who you're attracting, to see if your profile is working. And if it's not, then you change those keywords. You change the wording of your profile. Featured section. Now this is one of the areas that I commonly see missed out, disregarded. People don't even turn this on their profile, and it's a huge opportunity missed. The featured section is where you can put up highlighted content. So this might be a very successful post, a PDF, a link to a landing page on your website, a separate landing page for a product or a service. It can be a whole array of things. But use the featured section. I recommend at least 3 items in there and let them talk. I've seen this featured section used for testimonials, where companies will put up case studies of work they've done with clients. I've seen it used where people will talk about the different products that they have in their business. Each one is a different product. So however that fits for you, populate the featured section. It's very simple to do, but make sure you have it available. If people land on your profile and they come down, remember, it's like your personal website. Make sure the information is available for that person to make a judgment, to make a decision. Your dashboard. Now this is the part where in a minute I'm going to flick into a live demo and show you what's available to you. But one of the things I want to point out is along the top, a number of you might be looking at yours right now and you've got a line of coloured bars and you haven't quite reached the all-star status. You want to get to all-star. Why? We've proven and seen this, that when you achieve all-star, and it's as simply as filling in all the right boxes and all the right information, you become all-star. It actually helps when you're posting content with your reach. A profile that doesn't have all-star, it's almost as if the algorithm says, okay, they're not 100% committed to this platform, therefore will not push their content as much. So get the all-star status. It's just filling in most places. For most people, it's completing the experience section, putting in a few hashtags and various things, and you're all completed. It will probably take you no longer than 10 minutes to do, but it will be a big benefit to your profile and also to any content that you're putting out there. Okay, I want to talk about this area here. Who's viewing your profile? So let me just jump across into live LinkedIn, into my profile, which I'm already on, and let me scroll down. So hopefully you can see what's happening there. Currently I've got 3,475 people who viewed my profile. If I click on it, it brings up, the first thing it brings up is a graph. And this graph is useful. I would encourage you, wherever information like this is available on LinkedIn, don't disregard it. A lot of people do this, but the information there is to inform you how your profile is working for you or not working for you. It's working against you. When you first start on LinkedIn, what you will find as you're just starting out and building a network and start posting content is you're probably down here at the bottom, but over a few days and weeks, you'll see the curve going upwards. And that's what you want to see. Once you get to a certain level, you'll see it peak and trough as it naturally does And a lot of it can be, a lot of the interest to your profile can be driven by the content that you put out on the platform. People see something, it catches their attention, they read it, they like it, they're checking you out now and finding out who you are and what it is that you do. So content can drive that a lot, as well as searches and other elements. But take notice of what is going on. Now, if you're on the free LinkedIn, you're not paying any subscription, you're on free, you will find there's a restriction to how many profiles are visible to you that have visited your profile. If you're on a subscription, you'll find that you'll be able to just keep going back days, even weeks with the number of people that have been looking. So let me just demonstrate what I mean by that. Find my mouse. There we go. So I can keep scrolling back here and you can see lots and lots of different people. We're going back, what's that, 11 hours ago, 20. So I can keep scrolling back and back and back. But what's interesting for me, and I would encourage anybody, is go and have a look who's coming to your profile. Even if you're on the free version, I think it's 5 or 6 profiles it shows you. If you come back regularly, you start to get a picture of the people who are coming to your, is it possible to, sorry, just going to answer a question. Is it possible to access the slides later? Yes, we will make a replay available and the slides will be available after this session today. And if you've registered, we have your email address and we'll communicate that to you. That's not a problem. So back to the people visiting your profile. Go and check them out. Who is it? What are the jobs that they are doing? What are the roles that they have? What companies are they in? So is your profile attracting the right people? So for me, on my side, when I'm looking at training, I'm looking at coaching people in the area of social selling, if I've got lots of car mechanics and window cleaners coming to my profile, then something's wrong. So I need to go back to my profile, I need to change the wording, I need to think more about my keywords and update my profile. For me, I should be seeing lots of CEOs, managers, founders, owners coming in, people in the marketing and sales world. I will also see quite a number. I'm just looking down some of our clients I keep seeing as well. So just looking down and have a look and use this information. Don't just ignore it, use it. If you start seeing the same people coming backwards and forwards to your profile, then there's something of interest there. And if you're in the sales world, then that's something you need to act upon. Get in touch with them, let's get connected with them, and you may find that there's a conversation to be had that will lead somewhere. Tiffany's asking, what does it mean if the only people visiting are salespeople? Depending who it is you want to attract, and I'm assuming by the question you're saying salespeople are not the only people you want, then again, there's something about your profile that attracts salespeople, or the content that you're putting out drives salespeople to you. So think about what your messaging is in your content and how your profile is put together in such a way that the keywords that are in there are attracting salespeople. So play around with your profile, change the wording, change the keywords that you've got in there, and you may have to test this over a couple of weeks until you start to see those that are visiting your profile are starting to change, and now it's becoming your ideal clients or what you're looking to attract. Without knowing exactly what your business is, obviously I wouldn't be able to comment much further than that. While I'm here, let me just go down. You'll see that there are also some categories at the top. So if I click on, I get 90 interesting views of individuals. And so I've got people coming here and it will give me some information. Works at Eminent, a company that you follow. We know who Eminent are. Simon Woods is somebody I've been in contact with recently. Senior leader in another industry. So it's grouping people of similar roles to me as well. Another senior leaders, more senior leaders, lots of senior leaders actually in this section. Oh, a strange looking gentleman there called Mr. Dean Seddon, our CEO. He's obviously been stalking me. And so have a look and use that information. SBS is a company that we're working with, so I would expect people there. MAVERRIK's our own company. Let me see what else is around. Upwork. I attract a lot of people from Upwork and Fiverr and places like that as well. Software developers, that's an unusual one. 48 had that, and 54 found me via the LinkedIn company pages. So again, all of the information can inform you. So use it, have a look. Just a tip for you, if you're looking to increase your connections, have a look here regularly. Who's coming and having a look at your profile? If they take an interest in who you are, it may be worth you connecting with them. Send a connection message and connect with them. It's a great way of growing your network with people who have obviously already shown an interest. Okay, let me go back to the presentation. Actually, no, let me go back into LinkedIn just to confuse everybody. I'm going to go back to my profile. See if it'll get back there quickly. It's going to go the other way. And we'll look at the other section on there, which is the search appearances. So these are people who are doing searches for various reasons on the platform. Whatever the criteria is of that search, they have found you. So again, who is finding you through searching on this platform? Who are the companies that you keep? We're not showing, that's not right. Where are you searching? So MAVERRIK. So of course our own company, we do a lot of searches, so I appear in there quite a lot. The Supper Club, time and alarm systems on the construction side. That's interesting. I can click through and have a little look at those. Down in California, I don't know if there's anybody here on the webinar from that company, but you're showing up on my profile at the moment. So I can look down here. So I can go past that and have a look at, so the searches, the people doing the searches, what do they do? I will always find that salespeople are the top, but then again, that's my target market. Founders, executive directors, business strategists, and marketing specialists. So for me, the type of people who are doing searches where I'm being found are exactly the sort of people that I would want to attract to my profile. You can look at the bottom and it'll give you some hints, and these change from time to time, the keywords that searchers are using. In my case, it's regional director, so it's picking up on the director side of it, and that's where I've been showing up most common in all of these searches. Again, it's information that informs you about your profile, how you're doing. So if you're in the space where you're looking to be recruited, who are the recruiters? Who are, what sort of roles do these recruiters have in the businesses, and what are the key words that they're using in their searches that means that you keep showing up on their search lists? Use that information to your advantage, and if it's a company that you think, oh, that'd be really good to talk to, go check out their company page. Go and have a look who the people are in that company and target 2, 3, maybe 4 of the most likely individuals to have done that search where you can strike up conversations. Okay, back into it. I'm not going to talk about post views as such. We have a totally different webinar for that, which is called creating content that converts. So check that out. You can find that on Eventbrite, or you can have a look on MAVERRIK's company page in the event section, and you'll find that one. I think that one's coming up in a couple of weeks' time. Once you've gone past your dashboard section, you're now looking at your experience in your profile. And so you want to make sure that your last 3 roles, your companies that you work for, are in there. Obviously, if you've been somebody who's worked 15 years here and 15 years there and you only have the 2, then make sure you're highlighting roles within those companies as well. Let people see your experience, as mixed as it may be, and mine's quite a mixed experience if you check mine out, but it gives people a picture of who you are, the experience you have, the different sectors that you've worked in, maybe the different areas and experience that you picked up. And don't be afraid to think, oh, I used to work in McDonald's years ago. It might actually help you in a role going forward, that you understand fast-paced environments and things like that. So profile it, let it be there, let it be visible. You've got your education section underneath. Make sure that is populated and filled in. That will help you get to all-star status that I mentioned earlier, and put that information in there. And then skills and endorsement. Now, skills and endorsement, a lot of people say, oh, do I need to get this filled in? Do I need to get this filled in? There's two camps of thinking. One is, If you're in the space to be recruited, then it comes in very handy that you've got skills and endorsements, because prospective employers or recruiters can be looking at these to see what are the key skills. On the other side, if you're in the sales world, the marketing world, then you'll find that these skills and endorsements get used for a slightly different reason. Yes, one, it can evidence your expertise in a certain area, but what you will find is that people use these as conversation starters. So a lot of the time, unless it's on the recruitment side, this can be looked at as a bit of it's a throwaway section really, because people will send you endorsements, upgrade on endorsements for skills, and what they're really doing is to try and initiate a conversation with you. Happens to me all the time. I get endorsed by people I've never met, never worked with, but they endorse me for management or event management or some strange and bizarre thing. What they're doing is looking to spark a conversation, initiate a conversation with me. Okay, let's have a quick time check. Okay. Before I show you something which a lot of people don't realize, let me just deal with some questions. Do you have any recommendations on the best places to find people who do professional resumes and LinkedIn profile makeovers? Okay, professional resume, not so much. As far as getting a profile makeover, you can get in touch with us at our office. We do profile reviews quite commonly within our office, and we can look at helping you and assisting you with that. Anything else there? Not that I can see. Oh, what's that? What's your thoughts on including dates with your experience? Would you run the risk of dating yourself to a prospective employer? I'm assuming, Warren, what you're referring to is that people basically working back in your experience and figuring out how old you are. I think that's a personal choice. For me, I have no problem with that. I think if someone sees the dates between things, they can see the transition of my career and how I've moved through different sectors, and it would actually be to my benefit. I can understand the argument that people might say, well, actually somebody might make an assessment that they're actually getting a bit old for us to recruit because they're near a retirement or something like that. That's your choice. We do know that that happens, of course. On a legal standpoint, people cannot discriminate because of age, but we do have that. And at the end of the day, you've got a profile picture there. They'll make an assessment on that anyway. So it's totally up to you what you would use, but I would say just be upfront with people, be honest with people, and let people just see that journey of your career. Look at this. What percentage of my connections see my posts? How do you increase that percentage? Art, if you're looking, you want to get more engagement on your posts, yes, your connections, your network play a part in that, but that's only a small percentage of the story. Come and join us on Content That Converts webinar, because we will talk to you how you can leverage your content way beyond your own connection base to reach very common, we would say the benchmark of people, the number of views getting on your, let me start that again. Having a benchmark, typical to us, is that you should be seeing at least 2,000 to 3,000 views on a post every time that you put some content out there. If you're not getting that, come and have a word with us, get in touch with us. We'll put the email address up on screen so that people can see that and come and contact us. Again, if you want, you definitely want to make sure you get the replay for this and the slides and any information that I've talked about, then just email us at hi@maverick.co.uk, and then we will get back to you and get that information to you. So I was going to mention something just before answering questions there, which was you've got a choice of 2 modes at the moment. Now, not everybody has been offered this opportunity. It's slowly rolling out to the whole user base. But you may have heard of creator mode. If you're offered it, I would encourage you, give it a go. Turn it on your profile. If you go into your profile and have a look down, you'll see if that option is there at the moment. If it's not, you may just have to wait a little longer. I've got creator mode now, I've turned it on. Essentially what it does, instead of bringing the focus onto the amount of connections you have, it focuses more on the number of followers you have. Obviously followers see your content, whereas with connections, they see your content and you see their content. It's only a one-way traffic with followers. So it highlights followers more, which we think is the future with LinkedIn. There's going to be less emphasis on the actual connections. They will be a smaller group of people. These are actually your targeted group of people you want to do business with. But the people you're broadly marketing to will be known as your followers, or currently are followers on LinkedIn. So it focuses more on that. But what also it does is that it helps to promote your content. So if you start becoming a regular, consistent contributor to the platform, you will find that the algorithm will favor you and it promotes your content. It also gives other little bits of information around. You'll find that it suggests hashtags, a broader base of hashtags for your posts when you're creating your content on the platform as well. Okay. Did I mention cover stories? I'm trying to remember or not. I can't remember if I did mention cover stories. On your profile picture, and just let me cover this one before we move on to the last section, is you will have the option, and again, it's something that's only being rolled out, not everybody has it yet. You'll see if you click on and edit your profile, particularly your profile picture, you'll have the opportunity to upload a cover story. Now, a cover story could be you in front of a mobile phone, and it is only available, and you can only do this on a mobile phone as far as loading it up. You could do a quick video, 30 seconds, straight into the camera of the phone, and then upload it as your cover story. Or you could get one purposely designed. If you want an example of that, go check out my profile on your mobile device or on a desktop. And when you come to the profile picture, just click onto it and you'll actually see. It shows you the preview roll, which is just 3 seconds, and then you can click on it and it opens up and it looks like a LinkedIn story for 30 seconds. If you've got it, use it. Use it to your advantage. Of course, it previews that 3 seconds, so when people come to your profile, suddenly there's a moving image on your profile picture and it attracts attention, gets people to stay there a little bit longer, and now they're investing a little bit more time on your profile and finding out who you are. So use it wisely, deliver information that you want people to receive through that means as well. Okay, I'm going to roll out for questions for the last probably about 15 minutes, but before we get there, I want to show you something that a lot of people just disregard, and that's how to make your LinkedIn account secure. All right, I'm going to quickly see if I can find an example of an unsecured account so that you can see it. So if I go into my LinkedIn, let me go to connections. Hopefully I don't pick on anybody in the webinar here, but let's see what I find. Oh, here we are. So Erica, if you're on the webinar right now, what I'm about to show, I do apologize, but I've just illustrated you need to secure your account. As you'll see here, for Erica, this area here is highlighted. This 500 connections area. If I click on it, it now will show me Erica's connections. If I go to the top, I can filter them by take off first, people I'm already connected to, the second and third, and there we go. I've got 949 results. 949 individuals I'm not connected to, but she is. So why does that matter? Well, let's say Erica was one of my competitors. Guess what I just got access to? Her contact list. Potentially the people she's doing business with. It wouldn't take much for me to be able to just quickly hit connect, add a short note, and send that connection request off. And poor Erica could find herself 2 or 3 months away now, suddenly wondering where have all those old clients that used to come back to me gone? It's because somebody came in and has just done the principle that I've shown you. So how do you stop that happening? Very simple. Go to your profile. Go to your profile. Go to your settings and privacy. Go to visibility. and scroll down to connections. Click on connections and change to no. As soon as you change that to no, it shuts it down. It'll appear just as a grayed wording. You can't click on it and it won't go anywhere. You might also want to consider, while you're there, changing another one. On the desktop, you will find on the right hand side there is an option for people to see who else you have viewed. I think it gives it the title, what people have also viewed. And so effectively a competitor could be having a look in this column and saying, where else have you been looking? People you're not connected to but you've been having a look at recently. You can change that one again by staying in the settings, going into your account preferences, and then scrolling down to people also viewed, and again changing that to no. Again, that will turn off that section as well. And that will secure your account, and you'll be happily to go around on LinkedIn. Now, I will be honest with you, there are a whole raft of other things that I could tell you, little tweaks here, there, and everything that you could do on your profile, how you can put your, basically put your profile into like a secret mode where you can go and have a look at other people's profiles without them realizing you're having a look, things like that. If there's other questions that you have, then feel free, ask them here. We'll have a look at that. Or email us at hi@maverick.co.uk and we'll be happy to answer them. So let's have a look. What questions do we have? Where would the cover story access be? Okay, so I've got my phone here. I'm not sure how effective we're going to be here. Right, I don't know how close I can get to the camera. You can actually see this. If I click on my profile, and I'm hoping that I get a signal down here. I click onto my image. There you can see it changing. If I click onto my edit, is it going to load? Am I going to get it? It's not loading up. Hang on. There we go. And so if I click on my picture there, I've now got add it or edit cover story. Can you see that? Is it focusing? Not so much, not so well. We're trying our best here. I'm causing our cameraman real problems here by throwing something up he wasn't prepared for there. But yes, go into your mobile, click on your profile picture. You will see the options come up to view and edit your profile picture, view or edit your cover story, add a frame, and then you can add that in. So if you want to do a prepared short 30-second video, you'd make that available, click in, and then you can upload it. Or if you want to just do a shot to camera, you literally would click in there. It will ask you, do you want to film something? And you simply do it straight to your phone. Prepare what you want to say, do it in one take, and then upload it onto your profile. But go use that as best as you can. Be really creative with that. Lots of people are doing some really good stuff. We're absolutely honoured and blessed to have a whole creative team. So we've got a guy that has just produced us a very short 30-second video, works very well for us. So a lot of our staff are using that at the moment. If you're not in sales, wouldn't keeping those features on have benefits? Yes and no. And I'll give you one reason why I think you should do it even if you're not in sales, is because there are unscrupulous, did I say that right? Unscrupulous people on LinkedIn who will basically scrape any profile that is open. They are basically looking for publicly available information. They'll scrape your profile if they can find it, and they're hoarding information, selling it on bot farms. You may have heard the term. It happens on just about every social media platform. So having a secure profile is just good practice. It just limits that happening. If you're in the sales or using that, using LinkedIn for brand awareness and other things, then locking down your profile just makes sense. How do you find possible local LinkedIn members? If you're on the free version, you wanted to connect with people, I don't know if I can do it on here. So let me have a search. So let me have a look for directors. I'm going slightly off topic here. But let me just search directors. So now I've got directors. So it's going to show me lots and lots and lots and lots of people. If I go to the people section, I've searched the keyword directors, and it's giving me the results of 10.4 million people. Obviously, I'm not going to connect with all of them. So first thing I need to do is I look for second degrees. If you're going to connect with people, then stick around with the second degrees. What happened there? Show results of directors with second degrees. Why is it doing that? People who are second degree. For some reason, it's not showing me. This is one of the other things you'll have to get used to on with LinkedIn, that it has its little quirks as a platform. Oh, here we go. Now I've removed the S. I've got director. So we've got 1.79 million individuals. If I want to go by location, I've just zoomed into my screen there to make it a little easier. I can add locations in here. So let me say, what did I just do there? Go to New York and show the results. Come on. So now I'm looking at 51,000 directors in New York. So I can play around that with a little bit more on the free version. If I look at all filters, I can come down to industries. Let's say it's financial services, just for an example. And I can narrow down the search. I don't believe that at all, that there's no directors in New York who belong to the financial services. Why is that? Maybe they're just not connected to me as second degree, so let's take that off. It says 76,000 of them. Let me see if I can try that again with second degrees, if it will. I know I am connected. There we go. So 5,300. As you saw with the demonstration there, occasionally LinkedIn can be a little bit clunky. And you have to persist with it. But a much better way of finding individuals you want to connect with, then go and get Sales Navigator. By far, it is the best tool, and we have a totally different webinar again for that one. We'll show you how to use that as a tool for a whole process of social selling and identifying your target audience. Someone's just put the question mark, actually, second degrees question mark. Okay. We're diversifying a little bit away from optimizing your profile, but just on LinkedIn, there are 3 levels of relationship. First degree. First degree people are the people you are directly connected with. Second degree are the people that your first degree connections are connected to. So they're 2 steps away from you effectively. And then the third degree are the connections of their second degrees. So they're 3 steps away from you. So you've got first, second, and third. LinkedIn, just as best practice, would expect you to be heavily connecting with second degrees because it's looking for relational connections. The algorithm will actually pick up and potentially limit you if you keep targeting third degree connections all the time. It would see that as unusual behavior, and it could run you into trouble and get your account restricted. Any other questions we can deal with? How can we activate the open to work? Now, I'm not sure if it's available. Quite often you'll find on your profile, there are 2 boxes here, just along the top here. One is the providing services, so you get to put in keywords about the services that you provide as a company. But then on the other side, you have the option to activate and share if you're hiring. Sorry, that's if you're hiring. But there's another one. Let me see. Okay, if there's When you're saying open to work, there's two options for this. One is the one that's in your profile where you can actually tag it and you can let recruiters know that you're open to work. But you can also add the frame. So if you do it on your mobile, you know where we went to the section to look and you put in your cover story, click on there. Again, you probably won't be able to see, but you've got three options there. You've got add frame at the bottom, and you can actually add the open to work, or if you're hiring on the other side, you can add that frame as well and let people know that that is happening in your world. And you can use those. Where's the best place to be using key search words? Definitely in your headline. So underneath where your name is on your profile, that headline space, be using keywords in there, and also in your about section, be using those keywords. You can also use keywords if you wanted to populate your experience as well. But mainly it's in that headline and in your about section is where you want to be concentrating. Any other questions? Yep, so I think somebody there is just already answering your question. What is the easiest way to attach publications? Let's see if I can show you. So if you're wanting to attach a publication, then I'm assuming that you're talking about the featured section where you can add in content that remains on the profile. If that be true, go to the featured section. You'll see the small pencil. Click onto it, and you can go into there. Sorry, that's the add. That's the edit version. Sorry, the plus button on your featured section. And there you can add in posts, articles, links, and media. So a whole range of content that you can put into there. As I mentioned earlier, short videos, PDFs, Word documents, links to websites, links to videos. All of that content can be put in there, as well as long form copy as well, which would be your articles. And articles can be a great way of you just evidencing your expertise by writing at length about that. So use those sections. Okay, last couple of minutes. Any last questions before we finish? I know what it's like on webinars. You've taken in a lot of information. There's a lot of stuff going on. And as soon as the webinar finishes, those 10 questions come to you. That's not a problem. Get in touch with us at hi@maverick.co.uk, and we will gladly answer those questions for you. So, just to finish, one last thing. If you're serious about LinkedIn and you really want to leverage this platform, whether it's to get your name known, to be seen as a leader in your space, for sales, whatever it may be, then I would encourage you to come and check out the LinkedIn Bootcamp. The next series of the bootcamp, I've just finished one today. The next one starts next Tuesday, 4 p.m. UK time. It's a 1-hour session for 5 weeks. So 5 1-hour sessions, and we focus on different topics, the 5 key elements of LinkedIn, and we really build it up. And so that by the final session, we are really looking at what it is to prospect on the platform, how it is that you can go through. We talk about conversation, messaging, initiating conversations, and really using all the principles of LinkedIn to achieve social selling. So if you're interested in that, again, get in touch with us at hi@Maverick, or go and check out Eventbrite. Go and search for LinkedIn Bootcamp on Eventbrite, and you'll bring up the details for that as well. Excellent. So, let's have a look, see if there's any last questions before we finish this evening. What was that? Marietta. When I'm contacted by recruiters via messages, is it enough to have just LinkedIn profile or still need to have a CV? If your profile is good enough from a recruitment side, you can set it up to be your CV, because obviously you've got your experience section, you've got your about section where you can talk about achievements, different things that you've done in your career at that point, what your aspirations are. Obviously your picture is there, and in fact, if LinkedIn is set up correctly, it can work better than a standard CV. Purely because they've got more information about you. And I would encourage, whether you're looking to be recruited, looking for sales in the marketing space, or establish yourself as a leading voice, post content on LinkedIn. It serves you well that people get to see what it is you talk about, the depth that you talk about it, and the sort of things that you are doing. And it will engage people to come and look at your profile as well, and it all works in your favor. If from a recruitment side, you can talk about the things that interest you, the things that you've done in the past, and it gives recruiters the opportunity to have a look at you and make assessments even before they've met you. They start to get a picture of who you are as an individual. Excellent. Well, I think we have answered all the questions that I can see on screen. And I just want to say thank you very much for joining us. Just one last thing, go check out the LinkedIn Bootcamp. I'd love you to be with us for the next 5 weeks starting next Tuesday. That would be fantastic. I can promise you by the end of 5 weeks, you'll have a fantastic LinkedIn presence and you will see so many changes and influences happening on your profile, and it's all for your benefit. So thank you for joining us tonight, and I hope you can join us next week as well. Bye for now.